How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and today we're going to be talking about SOS Limited, ticker symbol SOS. A big time short report came out today, which we're going to be covering in this video, and we're also going to be doing a technical analysis. Afterwards, I'll be giving my thoughts and how I'm actually feeling about it, all right? So check out these videos. All right, so here's the news that came out on February the 26th that sent SOS tumbling down. All right, so short sellers take aim at Chinese blockchain firm SOS, shares tumble. So short sellers Hindenburg Research and Culper Research said on Friday they have taken a short position on Chinese blockchain firm SOS Limited stock, sending the company's shares down 23%. So what that means, anyone who ended up selling out of their positions, you just made them a hell of a lot more richer when the price started crumbling down, all right? So in two separate reports, they raised concerns ranging from regulatory risks to alleged false claims by the company about its business. SOS, formerly a consumer lending company called China Rapid Finance, could not be immediately reached for comment outside business hours in China. SOS shares have nearly doubled in value this year since it outlined plans to invest in cryptocurrency on January the 13th, benefiting from a rise in institutional support for Bitcoin and other digital assets. Stocks tied to blockchain have been on the run lately, swept up in the euphoria of Bitcoin breaking all-time highs. SOS has ridden this wave, short seller Hindenburg said in a tweet. The short seller said it visited the address listed at the headquarters in the company's regulatory filing and found it to be a hotel. One of the allegations made by Culper is that SOS has not actually purchased the crypto mining rigs that it said it did. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. This is coming from Reuters. So I'm not taking this too serious because Hindenburg is well known for doing this with a lot of companies, and afterwards they end up taking off. So again, I'm not too worried. I'm not too concerned. Just wanted to give you guys my feedback and also share this news with you in case you were wondering why the stock came down, all right? All right, so let's jump into the technical analysis for SOS. Yes, that's what we're going to be talking about for today. I know I've gotten some messages in regards to this stock, and also there's some news that recently came out as well, all right? So that's what we're going to be going over. So what I'm going to be doing is taking a look at doing the technical analysis and taking a look at the chart, all right? So as you can see here where we closed, we ended up gapping down a little bit on the day, right? But as we can see here, when we look at these charts, what does this area look like to you? And this was our support level in the pre-market, right? And from what time? This lasted all the way around, let's call it from 4 all the way to around 8:30. So for 4 hours, we did a great job having a support level here around $5.38. There's some times where we got below it, then we just picked ourselves right back up. As you can see here, ended up getting to $5.58. Now, let's take a look at this time right here. As we can see, around this 8:30, we had a very, very strong push going into the open. So as you can see, we were here around $5.41, making a strong push all the way to $6.26. For anyone who was doing this short term and so forth, day trading it or whatever, this would have been a good setup for you. This would have definitely have been a great setup. Because as we can see, this area, like I pointed out before, there's some support there, right? And we also see we got support in this area as well. We saw it from yesterday, even from after hours, right? So again, just having this strong move was huge. So we had some sell-offs here, and again, this is inevitable. This happens all the time right at market open. So when we get down to this dip here around 10:05, let's take a look what happens. We have some buying, and then it dips down again, right? And we get to a low here around $5.50. Let's extend out this chart a little bit. And then look at this big move. So from 10:30, we have a strong move from $5.50 all the way to $6.60, right? Up until 12. And then lo and behold, this is when the report comes out from Hindenburg. And if you don't know about Hindenburg, yes, I will go into it in the news portion of this video, but they are notorious and well known for being shorting stocks, right? So when they short, when people start selling off and they start having a panic and so forth, they make a lot of money. And that's what we see here. So at $6.60, We end up getting down to a low of $4.21. Wow. And we actually stayed in this particular area for quite some time. As you can see, from around 145 all the way to almost 210 before we started seeing a strong move to the upside. Whenever we see something like this, right, we know it's an overreaction, because even if we take a look, let's take a look at the RSI here. Let's switch it over to the 1 day, 1 minute. Yeah, so if we take a look at the RSI, it's right where we like it, right? It's at 25. So this was definitely an area, if you were thinking about adding, you could have added here. And even if you would have caught this here at 421 and you were doing this for a short term, you literally could have made a move all the way back up to 515. Right? So again, for anyone who's doing this short term, that's definitely something to look for, because this was definitely an overreaction. But let's take a look at the support level. So we're seeing here, and it's actually doing a fairly decent job maintaining itself going in after hours right now, is around $4.80. So as you can see here, we saw it, right? We saw it here. Look at that. It started becoming a little bit of an area of resistance, but ended up getting above it. But look at that. The amount of times we actually meet that particular price area, bouncing off of it, coming off of it. So 480 definitely seems to be that support. So for next week, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a gap up. All right, because one of the things we need to take a look at, if Bitcoin recovers and ends up running up, right, very quickly, or reclaiming back that 50K area and then making a move to the upside, SOS will move. There is no doubt about it. I'm telling you guys that right now, because once Bitcoin gets back to 50 and it starts gaining momentum, I can definitely see us returning back to that 520. So you see where VWAP here? Definitely, if we get above 521, we can see a strong move going to 5.4, to 560, to 580s, and reclaiming back to 6. So to kind of let you guys know what I actually decided to do, I ended up buying a call option on this. So literally, when I bought the option, I went with the $5 and I saw where it was. And the good thing about it, it does not expire until March the 19th. So that is a good amount of time for it to get above that $5 area, right? So for anyone who may be thinking about actually getting involved in regards to doing an option play, I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor either. But I just look at this as an overreaction, and SOS should definitely be able to break above 5 sometime next week, especially if we end up seeing some momentum from Bitcoin. All right, that's definitely the play that I'm looking for, and I'm going to be looking towards. We could also see it end up hitting a high here around $4.93. So again, I definitely see this being a $5 stock sometime next week. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I wanted to capitalize on, because whenever you see these overreactions and you see these dips, you know what you need to do. All right. Also, as far as adding to my current position to kind of bring down the price, I didn't actually end up doing that. Actually, I just said, hey, you know what? I'm taking the option route on this one to see what happens. So here are my final thoughts. I am unfazed. Another thing that we also need to take a look at is that Hindenburg has a track record for doing this, and then what happens to the stocks afterwards? They take off. Another thing to take into consideration. And also too, whenever they do these type of reports and then people end up selling off, they make a lot of money. They make a ton of money. I've realized throughout my time in the stock market, again, you gotta make sure whatever money you're investing, you have no emotions in it. You cannot be afraid to lose your money. That's why it's part of the reasons why I do not suggest for anyone to trade on margin, right? Number one, I don't suggest anyone to be putting up their rent money or their bill money into the stock market, because you're going to make the wrong decisions. There's going to be a lot of volatility. And with the disclaimer I want to put out there, I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So when you do invest, just know you're doing it at your own risk. When these things happen, they happen all the time. We've seen it already with even Citron and other short seller type companies that focus on doing this, right? So one of the things that we need to take a look at is look inside ourselves and say, hey, is this a company that, you know what, I believe in? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then hey, you make a decision that's going to help you feel better. If the answer is yes, it's the same, vice versa, right? So that's why for me, I have not sold anything. But what I have done, I ended up buying the call option. So the call option with the $5 strike that expires on March 19th is very, very interesting to me. March 19th, that's a lot of time. If Bitcoin runs up, gets above 50 within that period, then we could definitely see some upside movement where SOS can be above $5. I am not telling you guys to buy that option. Just want to throw that out there. But hey, I saw the opportunity today, and hey, I just could not turn it down. But that's my update on it. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll be talking to you guys on the weekend. Peace.